So, we are talking about our origin of life series and biological evolution. And in particular, this is our video on when life first began. In his famous article in 1954, biochemist George Wald said that time is the hero of the plot. Given enough time, billions of years in fact, between the information of the Earth and the first complex life forms, the impossible becomes possible, the possible becomes likely at least, and the likely becomes inevitable. Scientists now know that this is not what happened. Life could not have originated slowly over the course of billions of years. It had to originate quickly. Cells, for example, were probably in existence by 3.5 billion years ago, which was not very long after the oceans themselves had formed. Evolutionary scientist J. William Schopf has found evidence, albeit controversial, of cells and rocks of the 3.5 billion year old apex chert of Australia. From these and other rocks of similar age from around the world, he claimed to recognize at least 11 different kinds of cells which resemble modern cyanobacteria. The oldest sedimentary rocks in the world, which are 3.8 billion years old, come from the Isua Formation of Greenland. And these rocks contain no fossils, but they do contain carbon compounds with an isotope ratio that suggests that it is of biological origin. Until 3.9 billion years ago, the solar system was filled with errant asteroids and comets that crashed into the planets. Again, the oldest sedimentary rocks had not even formed yet. And, of course, these asteroids and comets crashed into the planets, and on Earth, evidence of this bombardment has been largely erased by erosion. However, on the Moon, for example, where there is no wind at all, the craters have been preserved. Most of the craters were produced more than 3.9 billion years ago, although a few craters such as Tycho were produced more recently. And I'm wondering if it was named Tycho because of Tycho Brahe. Nevertheless, collisions with asteroids may have vaporized any oceans and any life that they might have contained. The collision between the Earth and another planet 4.4 billion years ago, which ejected part of the Earth's crust, which became the Moon, would certainly have done so. The water now in the oceans was delivered later, perhaps by comets, which consist mostly of ice. So think about that. Collisions with asteroids may have vaporized any of the oceans and any life that they might have contained on the Earth. The collision between the Earth and another planet, for example, which happened 4.4 billion years ago, ejected part of the Earth's crust, and that became the Moon. And, of course, would certainly have water being delivered later to Earth, perhaps by comets, which consist mostly of ice. Now, it appears that the origin of life is also bracketed between 3.9 billion years ago, before which life would have been exterminated, and 3.8 billion years ago, by which time life was already in existence. So life happened between 3.9 and 3.8 billion years ago. And this might lead us to our third part, which is about where life began. And then we could get to how life began. But for right now, just remember that life began in our universe, in our galaxy, on our planet, at least as far as we know, until something else changes our facts, that life on our planet originated between 3.9 and 3.8 billion years ago. Please join us for our next reading on where life began.